Hello, tonight we're going to be talking about area of triangles, lesson 12-6. Here I have two triangles for you. One thing you need to remember about triangles is that it always has three sides. When you put two triangles together, they will either make a parallelogram or they will make a square or a rectangle. I'm going to show you here with these two triangles. I'm going to take this first triangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it, and now I'm going to put the two triangles together. Do you see the shape that it has made? It has made a rhombus or parallelogram. Now, if you remember back from our last couple lessons, an area for a parallelogram, remember, is what? You need to do the base times the height. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's look at a square. What happens if I take my square and I cut it in half? What do I get? I get one triangle and two triangles. What's the area for a square again? If you remember, it should be length times width. And the third shape that you need to remember is the rectangle. If I take a rectangle and I also cut that in half, either way, I have one triangle and two triangles. What's the area for a rectangle again? Is length times width. Now I'm going to jump back here. We know the area for a parallelogram is base times height. We know the area for a square is length times width, and we know an area for a rectangle is also length times width. But when I cut these into triangles, how many triangles did you make for each of them? You made two. One, two. Two triangles for the square and two triangles for the rectangle. Therefore, when you are finding the area for a triangle, you are taking half of it and you are multiplying their base times the height. So what you would be doing is you would be taking your length times the width, or base times the height is what we would say with triangles, and you are taking half of it. Same with the square. Same with the parallelogram. I hope that that makes sense to you to know that the formula for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. We have not yet learned multiplication of fractions, but we did learn with fractions, it really is dividing, correct? What are you dividing by on 1/2? You're dividing by 2. So an easy way to say this is base times height divided by 2. The top one is the correct formula, but the way to figure it out, the easy way, is base times height divided by 2. Let's take a look to see what the base and the height is. The base of the triangle is always the longest piece at the bottom. That one is 7 inches. The height of the triangle is the tallest point that it could make. That one is 4 inches. So if my base times my height divided by 2. So my formula would be 7 times 4 equals 28. And my next step is to take 28 divided by 2. So my area of this triangle would be 14 inches squared. Let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to do base times height, and then I'm going to divide it by 2, because remember, if I put two of these together, let's quick look. What shape would I make? I would make a square. That's why we're taking half of it, because it's only half of the square. I'm going to take half of it away. There we go. First thing I need to do is 10 times 8 equals 80. I'm going to take half of it. Half of it means to divide by 2. And so my answer would be 40 feet squared. All right, let's take a look at this one. What's my base? 9 millimeters. What's my height? 5 millimeters. Remember, the height is always the tallest point, and it makes a right angle. First thing I need to do is I need to do my base times my height. 9 times 5 is 45. What's your next step? You need to take half of that, which means I'm going to divide by 2. 2 goes into 4. 2 goes into 5. What happens when you have a remainder? Do you remember? I hope you do. You add a 0.0 at the end, because 45 and 45.0 is the same exact number. Now I can bring down the 0, and my 2 will go into 10 5 times. Be very careful though, your answer is not 225. What you need to do, remember, is you need to bring up that point and place it right there. Big point here. So my area of this triangle is 22.5 millimeters squared. Take out your notes. 12-6 at the top. Remember, an area of a triangle, the correct formula is 1/2 times base times height. But since in 5th grade we haven't learned how to multiply fractions yet, you take base times height divided by 2. Either way, you'll get the same exact answer.
Triangle area, okay, that's just 1/2 b times h, and we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height, right? Triangle area, okay, that's just 1/2 b times h, and we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height. Come on. A triangle is a 3-sided shape that can't be different. They don't look the same, whether it's equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. To find the area, you just do the same thing. First, find the base, pick any side. Usually, we pick the long one, though. That's alright. The length of the base, we'll call that b. Now we need the height, and then you'll see. The height is the distance from the base to the top of the triangle. But wait, it has to be measured at 90 degrees. Don't go drawing random lines all around, that's weak. So the height might be in the middle of the shape, or outside the shape, or the side, okay? Either way, you see the height is h. Next up, the formula is what I might say. Hey, triangle area, okay, that's just 1/2 b times h, and we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height, right? Triangle area, okay, that's just 1/2 b times h, and we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height. Come on. Let's see why it's this way. It's not just random, that's insane. Take a triangle, make a copy, please. Then rotate that at 180 degrees. Put them together, and what do we see? That's a parallelogram. Boy, easy, huh? Now let's keep it going, alright. Slice the triangle right at the height. Put it on the other side, too hot to handle. Look at this, we just formed a rectangle. Yeah, that's a simple shape. The area of that would be b times h. So the one triangle is just half that. I'll break down these facts and leave them in a cast. Keep digging if you need more info. Vocabulary, make it math. math so simple. Triangle area, okay? That's just 1/2 B times H. And we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height, right? Triangle area, okay? That's just 1/2 B times H. And we get it every day and night. 1/2 times the base and height. Come on.